The preseason is on us, John. It's interesting. It's kind of fun. It's not always all that great though, because the reality is, are the starters really in there? Are the big names going to be playing and all the rest of that? And in most cases, the answer is no. They don't want to risk it. They want to see who they've got that they're going to end up keeping for the season type of thing. That's really what the preseason's all about. And try to get a little bit of look at some of these guys in much more of a game situation. So that's what we're looking at here. Now, Travis Hunter, you and I both know, John, this guy won the Heisman Trophy. He's special. I mean, he is truly a special player. And what is he? He's a two-way player. He's a cornerback, one of the best in all of football, and a wide receiver, pretty damn good wide receiver as well. But here's what bothers me a little bit, and I saw Herm Edwards over the weekend brought this up too, John. It's going to wear the guy out. I mean, I understand how young he is and what he did at Colorado, and he was able to do that many plays in a game. That was in college football. That was not in the NFL. Everybody's a big boy in the NFL. In college football, you've obviously got some teams where they're not necessarily the big boys, and you can do a lot of different things. But for him to run as many plays as he did in college, I think would be a foolish decision by him and by the team. Now, that doesn't mean he can't go both ways. But I think what he should be doing, John, would be this: probably playing cornerback for at least 80 or 85% of, what he's doing on the field. And then maybe there's a 15 or a 20% where he can get on the field and be a guy catching the ball. But when I look at this, John, I love the idea of somebody being a two-way player in the NFL, and they can. I just think that they've got to reduce one side or the other. And I think in his case, when you're a cornerback, you can change the game. And what I mean by that is you take the ball away from the other team. You get those interceptions. You obviously are being a great defender on these other guys. But if you can get a pick here or there and change the game and change everything about how many downs you actually get on the offensive side as a team, not as just Travis, but as a team, I think that's the big deal for me. So I totally agree with what Herm Edwards was talking about how he should shift around and be more accepting. I know he wants to do it, John. You know the kid a little bit from your days of going to this Colorado football and all the greatness that's happened with Deion Sanders and the Sanders family and everything else. But do you agree? I just think adding a possession or two is far more important than him being another receiver, because even if he's great at receiver, he's probably not even the best receiver on that team right now. So I think the reality is he's damn good at both, but let him play on the corner side and play sparingly at least and be the number 2, number 3 receiver on the offensive side.
Couldn't agree more. I think he is a phenomenal athlete. He's a Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that really could do it all. Mm-hmm. Jesse Owens, if you want to say, and by the way, I played with a guy, Pete, who broke Jesse Owens' records at Ohio State. Todd Bell.
Yeah. Stud.
Todd Bell was a bitch. I mean, that guy, nobody was a better athlete on the football field than Todd Bell when I was playing anyway. Mm-hmm. He broke his long jump record, Pete. I think he broke his 100-yard dash record. And I think they only did a 100-yard dash just so he could break it, because they, of course, now just run 100-meter.
Yep.
But he is a special player. Unfortunately, Todd has passed away years ago. And he never really got what he should have got in pro football, which would have been Hall of Fame, I think. But he sat out the year that they went to the Super Bowl, Pete, and he was never the same. It was a bad decision by his agent. But anyway, back to Travis Hunter. I agree. I'd much rather have him 100% at corner. And then when he comes in sparingly, he's a distraction, because everybody's going to say, whatever his number is, 22, 22, 22, or whatever. Yeah. They're going to be screaming that. So he's a distraction. And is he good enough? Oh, heck yeah, he's good enough. But he can't run 100% in the pros on both offense and defense. I'm sorry. Right. He's in great shape. He can't do it. It would be a disservice to him, just like you and Herm Edwards said, Pete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, not to be all Sanders all the time as far as this goes, but we do have to address Shedeur Sanders, because we talked about him last week, John, and he went into, now it's preseason, and everybody does have to understand this is preseason. This is not the cream of the crop of the NFL out there. But nonetheless, you can only control what you can control, right? And that's what we're seeing here with Shedeur. But wow, John, it's the Carolina Panthers. We're not talking about, the best team in football. There's no doubt about that. This is one of those on the very lower end of football, as a matter of fact, and the fact that it's preseason. But all that being said, he went out there and balled. He did everything he was asked to do, wanted to do. Had a lot of injuries, so it gave him a lot more time to be on the field and showing everybody what he could do, and the fact that should he really have been a guy who dropped all the way down to the 5th round and all the rest of it? I mean, Pickett was out, Gabriel was out, so the starter, the old man was out, so it's basically Shedeur Sanders and his show. And you know what? Did pretty damn good. He got down in there in the red zone. He got a couple of touchdowns. He did everything you'd want. I think he looked strong. I think he looked confident. I think he looked like he could use his legs and do all the things that he did in college. And he did execute in the red zone. So as far as how did he do, he did really, really well. Let's also remember there's the Carolina Panthers, number one, and number two, it's preseason games. So there's a lot of time in between now and when we kick off things, but you can only do what you can do at the time. And he did a great job this past weekend, John. He showed everybody that he is an athlete. He is a guy who could be the leader of the team. Now, again, it's not the real season, but you know what? He's doing what he needs to do. They had those joint practices and all the rest of it. He looks pretty damn good right now. I will say that. He does not look like a 5th round, draft pick right now. He looks like somebody who might have been in the 1st or 2nd round to me.
Well, and, he was basically, Pete, in the when he was in the Heisman running, which just being in the running for the Heisman is amazing. And they had 2 guys on that team, Travis, of course, who won it, and Shedeur. So I agree with you. We have seen first-rounders drop because of issues. Warren Sapp was supposed to be one of the top picks, and then people got scared of rumors about a drug test and things like that. Yeah, exactly. And then you've got guys like, gosh, Pete, there were a couple Florida State quarterbacks like Ward, not Cam Ward, but the Ward, Charlie Ward, wasn't it, Pete?
Yep.
It was a Heisman Award winner from Florida State, undrafted.
Yeah.
Undrafted because they knew he wanted to play pro basketball rather than football. Mm-hmm. So these things happen for a variety of reasons, and sometimes to screw up. And this is a lucky screw up for Cleveland, at least so far. It appears that they stole this guy as a 5th round pick. And keep in mind, a 5th round pick for a team that's taken high in each round. So, I mean, they stole this guy, Pete.
Yep, they did. And you know what? He's taking advantage of it. He actually asked, as we talked about this last week, that he asked his dad, don't come to camp. Don't do this. Don't do that. I got this, and I need to do it on my own or whatever. I give them kudos for that as well, because you know what? You don't want to have to ride on your dad's coattails on absolutely everything. And I think that was kind of what he was saying was, hey, look, I got this. You do your thing. You get healthy. I'm okay. And I think for all of that, you got to give him another, check mark on that. He's doing the right thing there. So far, he's doing everything right. And as long as he does the right thing in front of those cameras and in front of the reporters when he's answering questions, I think this kid really could have a really good future, because we all know a lot of what was about why they sort of slid down, John, because they said he was doing a lot of things, just kind of cocky. He was this, he was that, and whatever. And you know what? I think he's starting to prove to everybody, he's learned from that experience. The whole thing with going into the draft and all of that, he's learned from that experience, and it looks like he's matured, at least for now.
Yeah, well, certainly seems like it, Pete, and kudos to him. Like I say, I loved watching him play at Colorado. And is he a perfect player? No, but could he grow into one? There's a reason Tom Brady thought he was one of the most special players available.
Yep.
And Tom helped coach him. And then they would talk to each other, Pete, on the phone and things like that a lot. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on Shedeur, no doubt about it, and Travis.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us today, folks. Sorry about the windy conditions here in PR, but we look forward to you guys joining us again tomorrow. Although I forget what time is it going to be tomorrow, Pete?
I think it's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time.
1 p.m. Eastern, folks. See you then.